guys, Gypsy Wolf. Thank you so much for joining me yet again in my pajamas, as I normally am. I like to do a lot of my spell work after I've gotten cleansed and all that good stuff. Okay, so today's video I'm very excited to show you. It is an alternative to smudging. It's a type of cleansing and also protective spray. And I can go into all the reasons why it does both as we go along. So if you are new to my channel, I teach all things witchcraft, spells, potions, oils, powders. I give you in-depth lessons on herbs, things like that. So if you're interested in learning about that, please hit subscribe and hit that bell so that way you get notified every time I come out with new content so you can learn a bit more too. And join this amazing witchy community. We have so much fun here, okay? All right, we're like all super nice people here. Like there's no drama, which I really love. Okay, so what you're going to need to make this cleansing spray, and it's the same way you're going to use a sage stick, all right? But you know what, first, real quickly, let me go into why you might want to use this. Number one, you might be asthmatic, so the smoke just might not work for you. Or you live with somebody that's asthmatic, or you have animals. Honestly, guys, animals, their noses are so much more powerful than ours, and it can really irritate them. Or if you have a baby or a very young child, that could bother them. So you just might want something a bit lighter, things like that. Or if you're in the witchy closet, this is a big one. If you're in the witchy closet and you live with other people, you know, if you go around with a sage stick, they might raise a few eyebrows, right? But if you go around with a spray bottle and they ask, what's that? You can just simply say, oh, I made a perfume spray for the rooms. Very simple, you know? And they probably won't even ask anyway. All right, so here's what you're going to need to make this. You're going to obviously need a spray bottle. You can use white or blue. I didn't have any clear ones left, so I'm using blue, which I really do associate with clearing and cleansing energy, so I kind of prefer it. You're going to need some type of water. I'm using my moon water here, okay? You can use moon water, distilled water, spring water. Just try to avoid tap water, okay? All right. You're going to need some type of jar because we are going to be steeping these ingredients into the jar for a few days prior to putting it in our spray bottle. And I'll explain why in a moment. And then I like to use a clear quartz crystal. You can use any little clear quartz that you've got. I just love this little point crystal when I'm doing this type of magic. All right, so the botanicals that you're going to need, and I'll go into why we're using each of them. We have a few things to the side. There we go. All right, so obviously first, we're using some white sage, okay? We all know why. Next, if you can get a small piece of Palo Santo that will fit into your jar and your bottle, you want to do that. You know, maybe just break off a piece from a larger piece that you have. Palo Santo works basically the same way that sage does. I prefer it a lot of the time, but it's up to you, whatever you like. Then none other, put some dried rosemary. Make sure you're using all dried botanicals because we're putting this in water. That's another reason I'm using a small spray bottle because water will go rancid eventually. So you don't want it to go bad and then use it. That's just gross, right? All right, now, so those are all of our clearing herbs, but rosemary does also add protection. Now, here's the thing with sage. It clears out all negativity, okay? But it doesn't keep anything away. So let's say you just spent an hour cleansing your whole entire home, top to bottom with sage, saying your prayers, all that good stuff. it will clear out all that negativity. But the second somebody walks back into that house, maybe they had a bad day, somebody said something wrong to them, whatever, that negative energy comes right back. So we want to fix that. We don't want it to come right back. So here are the 2 items that I'm using to make sure that that doesn't happen. Now, one, I don't know if you can see here, is tobacco. All right, I just took a cigar and opened it up a little bit and used a little bit in there. Now, if you're not old enough to buy tobacco, then you can just omit this. It's totally fine. It's not the end of the world. However, if you do have a botanica near you, you might be able to find tobacco cologne or tobacco water, and if you can, that's great. If not, you can substitute it with something else or just omit it. No problem. So, tobacco has been widely used for centuries for exorcism number 1, protection. I mean, it's just, in my opinion, one of the most amazing protective botanicals out there. I mean, it's heavily used in Native American traditions for that. So I love it. And then the last one, I'm just using a little sprig of lemongrass. A lot of times when you purchase it, it'll be in little pieces. So use whatever you have. It's not a big deal. But lemongrass, number 1, it has a very pleasing scent, but also it gives off the energy and vibration of peace, happiness, things like that. So if we're clearing out negative energy, don't we want to bring in some of that good stuff too? Yeah. Okay. So here's what we're going to do, guys. You want to fill up your little sprayer jar with the amount of water it takes. Now I'm using a little funnel. Bear with me because I injured my left wrist and I have like no control over it. So I'm already clumsy as it is. So we'll see what happens here. So we're going to fill that up so we know how much liquid we need. Okay, so we fill out that container. And we pour it into our jar. Now this pretty much fills this jar, but I'm going to add just a little bit more because these botanicals will probably absorb some of the liquid, obviously, because they're dry and that's just what they do. Ooh, I hope that's not too much. I hope we don't overflow, but we'll find out. It's not the end of the world if it does. All right, let me put this aside. Okay. By the way, guys, you will eventually, when it comes time to put this whole thing in your little spray bottle, you're going to need either cheesecloth or a sieve or something like that because we're trying to avoid little pieces of botanicals because they will stop up your sprayer and we don't want that. Okay, so you can bless and empower each of these botanicals if you see fit. I'm going to, but I'm going to try and keep it very quick. I'm just going to put my hands over it and think on it like, okay, I bless and empower this sage to clear away all and any negativity wherever it touches. Yeah, I did put a little too much water in here. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I'm not very prepared today. Got a lot going on, but it's all right. This is witchcraft. Like, not everything is going to be perfect every time. It just doesn't work that way. You know, you just go with what happens. All right. So I didn't crumple it up. You can if you want. I'm just pushing them in there. Okay. And my Palo Santo. I I bless and empower this Palo Santo to clear away all and any negative energies, negative entities, evil eye that it touches. Drop that in there. We'll go with our rosemary next. I love me some rosemary. I bless and empower this rosemary to clear away all negative energies, whether it be from others or words spoken from my own tongue, and to also bring me protection from evil eye, evil doers. Amen. Throw that guy in there. Okay. And we will do a little bit of lemongrass. I bless and empower this lemongrass to bring a peaceful, calming feeling to anything that it touches. And guys, you can go way more in depth, and I do once I'm off camera, but I'm just trying to show you like the very simple blessings, whatever you want to call it. You don't have to make it complicated. Witchcraft is not super complicated when your intentions are in it, when your heart is in it. All right, and then I'm going to take, last but not least, the tobacco. I'm not adding a ton because I don't want it to smell bad. You know, I mean, tobacco is not the most pleasant scent in the world, obviously. I bless and empower this tobacco to bring protection to all that uses it, to everything that it touches. Let it exorcise any negative entities and any negative energies. Okay, we put that guy in there. Now, guys, just a reminder, cleanse your tools with sage or Palo Santo before you do all of this, which I did prior to the video, okay? Especially with your crystal. I bless and empower this quartz crystal to amplify the energy of this spray. Make sure that it clears away all negative energies. Make sure that it protects and brings peace and harmony. Okay. Put that in there. Now, what we will do, close that on up. Give it a good shake. And you want to leave this in here for anywhere from 3 to 13 days. Once those, however many days you choose, are up, what you will do is open it up, strain it. Okay, I like using this little strainer, and I like using one of these measuring cups because it has a little lip on it, making it easier to pour. But do, you know, use what you got. I told you I would drop things. Oh my gosh. And then after you strain it, what I would suggest, and I'm going to show you real quick if I can here. After you strain all of the herbs, you do want to, however, put in your little piece of Palo Santo. And if I can get to it, where are you? Here we go. Sorry, guys. And then your piece of clear quartz, okay? But when you pour it through the sieve or the cheesecloth, it'll grab that and it'll make it a lot easier for you to just grab them and put them in. But the rest of it, it will be, you know, strained out, and it'll just be your water, your quartz, and your Palo Santo in your jar, in your little sprayer. And then you just spray like if you're about to do a ritual, if you feel like you had a really icky day and you've got negative energies on you, you know, spray it on you. There are a lot of ways you can use this, but I am going to put these back in my jar because I am making a batch. And just when you walk past it, at least once a day, give it a good shake. I would suggest putting it in the sun. You know, things are getting warmer now, at least where I am. It was so hot, speaking of, hit the 90s. Ugh, and we were like normally in the 60s. So just give it a good shake every day, at least once a day, or more if you choose, you know, if you pass it several times a day. But like I said, maybe put it in a windowsill, let it absorb the sun's rays. It'll help things just kind of absorb into the water a lot better. Okay, guys, if you have any questions at all about this video, please leave your comments down below. I have no problem answering any of them. No question is a stupid question. And I hope that was helpful. And when mine's done, I'll probably show it to you and show you how I like to use it. Okay, guys, as always, blessed be. Take care.